This week on Kings of the Idiots, I get the name of the show wrong. We talk dog jerky, facials for plants, shark attacks, Hermione Granger, cheerleader car washes, and umpires taking center stage. Welcome to episode number 2 of King of the Idiots. I had a hard time remembering what the hell we called the damn thing. It is King of the Idiots because not King of all idiots, but King of the Idiots.
Yeah.
So Davis so I thought maybe we would explain kind of how that works and how Angela was proud of calling me King of the Idiots. So Mike and I have this. We both think. Well, I am a moron. By the way, I got a couple other things that happened to me this week, but we have told stories to people about how dumb we are and the stupid things we've done. And the topper, which hasn't come out yet, Angela then proceeded to say a couple weeks ago that I guess I'm married to the king of the idiots. So we decided that we are the kings of the idiots and some of the stuff we've done, even though my sister called us the old men version of Jackass when you kicked me in the nuts in Colorado. But that's another. So I figured this would be an appropriate one for us because as we proceed, there's some stupid things. So hey, how many start with this? I didn't put this on there. So we're driving Sunday to pick somebody up. All right, take them to church. Got to pick them up. We're a little tight on time, and we're driving through Southside Easton, and I'm not going fast enough apparently driving. So I'm looking around, and Angela's like, "Hey, do you want to maybe pick it up a little bit?" She's like, "You drive like an old man." That's nice. That's nice. I figured I should I give her a cane. She can just hit the accelerator. It's like me with the blinker on, and you said, "Oh, Grandpa's got the blinker on." I did it again today.
That's something. Well, you got to get there early so you can back that truck in. You got to back that in there.
That's a good one. Yeah, because you can't pull that thing in. That thing's too hard. You can't. By the way, I damn near crashed into somebody Sunday at the Sheets by us. I'm pulling in, and they pulled up and stopped. Back their truck right in there. You got to back that thing in. Whether you got a rear view camera, it's easier to do than if we ever rent something, by the way, where you got to back it in. You better believe I'm gonna lay into you.
I'm not backing that sumbitch in. I'll tell you that.
No matter what, right? No matter what. Yeah. So she told me this is probably the second or third time recently that she's told me that I drive like an old man. We were driving down to the shore, not fast enough. You basically got to drive like an indie driver who is that's out of jail and being chased by the cops. That's what you got. You got to drive like Shador Sanders driving to Browns camp. That's what you got to do. Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly right. Yes.
By the way, what was your take on that? Were you surprised at all that jackass already got in trouble twice?
No, I'm not surprised in the least bit. Do they in Cleveland, do they draft retards or do they make them into them when they draft them? Which one is it?
That is a good question because they got them. They have. Well, you know what? Well,
everybody that goes there is an idiot.
Yes. So that's interesting because Deshaun Watson wasn't completely horrible until he got there. But like Johnny Manziel, we knew was a train wreck.
The disaster. Yeah.
And then this is just something. And apparently they named him, I don't know how you name him the starter already.
Based
on what? Like based on what? What talent evaluation have you done?
Based on being the Browns. That's what it is. Yeah, we're the Browns. We're morons. He's the starter. Yep.
I wasn't surprised at all. I saw that last week. I got to try to stay away from this stuff during the off season because it drives me crazy. This nonsense about the basketball players, seasons should be shorter because they're injured too much.
Yeah.
And agreed with what you said about maybe you ought to train and be in better shape.
Correct. I mean, come on.
Yes.
Come on. You play 40 games a year because that's probably all they're playing in reality, right? Yes. And then they go to the playoffs and they play all out. Yeah, you're going to get hurt because you're not conditioned, right? It's not the shoes or anything. By the way, remember Larry Bird wore a pair of shitty Converse shoes that people wear to the mall today. He played professional basketball in those.
You can't walk in the mall with those and I'm not hurting. You're right. Well, there was another one of those documentaries on the Lakers or the Lakers and Celtics rivalry where he
Yeah.
was laid flat out on the floor because he
Hmm.
could barely move because of his back.
Yes.
Ah, yeah,
Yes.
play less games though. You got to play less.
Yes. Then go in and drop 40 left-handed on the Atlanta Hawks, right? I mean,
Stick it to
it's
him too.
unbelievable.
And tell him he was going to do it. Oh man, those guys gotta. What the hell? That's got to turn that volume off. No, I can't do it. Those guys got to be like, well, they were freaking out. I watched that video, and some of those guys, some of those older guys, can't believe the nonsense. But hey,
Ridiculous.
by the way, I see you've got your IndyCar stuff back there. That BC 39 is next week. Remember those two queers
Oh,
around with those water bottles on their back
good
a couple
one.
days ago?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Those backpacks.
yes.
Yeah.
You know, so first of all, that was a good idea. All right, off the bus, that was a good idea, but it turned out to really not be because, well, yeah, we would have been just better off getting stuff to drink. But we did. I don't even know where those are. I still have them somewhere. Gonna retire. I'm gonna hang them on the wall somewhere down here.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you
Retire.
should have like a memorabilia wall for that kind of shit. Like have the rugby ball,
Oh yeah.
those things, those backpacks.
By the way, the batting helmet I got when I got hit in the head with that foul ball is over here. I forgot that I told that story too that day. That was funny. That was, yeah. That
You still
damn
got
thing.
them ripped jeans from Denver?
No, no, I got rid of those. I got rid of those damn things. I'll tell you what. So we figured, so I don't even, oh, we were about 5 minutes in. That's about the average person that listened last week. So if somebody sends us any kind of a message that's not Davis about me drinking something out of a Gatorade bottle that wasn't Gatorade, I will, and just ask, I will tell that story. That'll be the topper. I will, because that I got to hold on to that one. That's been too freely expressed, that's for sure. That's the classic. That'll be the one that everybody sets the standard, including your buddy Mike, that,
Yeah.
oh, now I
Yep.
know. Yep, no matter
Yep.
how
Yep.
dumb I am.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Well, that's really the king of the idiots right there.
that
That's
is.
like,
That's going to be
yeah,
almost impossible to top. The only
very difficult.
way, the
Yes.
only way I think that you could easily top that would be accidentally eating shit of any kind, right? Like if somebody accidentally somehow ate shit, like if you got it on your
Right.
hands from a
Right.
dog or something,
Right.
and then ate it, and then knew it. Well, first debated that that's not what it was, then ate it, then said, "Oh, okay," and then told somebody that story.
So,
Willingly told somebody that story.
so now that you've met McCole, have I ever told you the story of him eating dog jerky? I told you that.
Yeah, that's when you said, because I remember out of the blue, I asked him, I
That was
sent him
him.
a package. Right.
Oh,
He
that's
went in the
right. You
store. He
did.
went in
Yeah.
the store, thought he got himself some jerky for the trip, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. It was dog jerky. Yeah.
It-
It was horrible.
How?
He ate that shit because he paid for it. He's like, I'm gonna eat it. I bought
Oh,
it.
come on.
He ate like 3 pieces of it. Paler
So
was in the Matt Joe's in the back seat going, Jesus Christ, that stinks.
now, just to clear this up, this was accidental, right?
Yes,
And
completely accidental.
how did he find out when he bit into it and then read the package?
No, no, he ate it, and then we couldn't stand the smell. It smelled god awful in the car. So Matt Joe threw it in the back with all of our gear. So when we get to where we're going to play golf, we pull that out, and Matt Joe's dad is looking at it. He's like, Mike, this is dog jerky.
By the way, getting to know him a little bit better a couple weeks ago, I can fully see that happening.
Oh,
And
totally.
and if
Oh,
you told if you said to me one of you guys did that, I would have even not hesitated. It'd have been him. Wouldn't even. I brought it up. That wasn't funny, but that's not as funny as the Parmesan cheese, though. That was
yes.
even better. But, that's right. Yeah, I don't. And then he just ate it anyhow because he was pissed that he spent the money on it.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
impressive. That also
Correct.
sounds about right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Oh man.
Yeah, it was a big bag from Costco. You know, them those big
Oh,
resealable
come on.
bags.
He ate the whole
Yes.
thing?
Not the whole thing. No, he didn't
Oh,
eat the whole
that's
thing. Yeah. But that's what it was.
how did he not see that? Doesn't there wait a minute, wait a minute. Wasn't there a dog on it somewhere? Like I can see if it was a little tiny package, like you get it at the pet store, the little biscuits. There was no
No,
dog.
there was no dog on it. It just said it in text down at the bottom, and we all of us missed it.
That's little dog jerky and urine. That's a good. Oh, he wasn't there for that story. He probably would have. Oh, yeah, no, he wasn't. He would have liked that. Yeah. Mm. All right, so here's a good one. So I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you this picture. This happens today. So the dogs enjoy. You got to be everywhere with you, right? They got to
Yeah,
be no matter where you go. They got to be with
sure.
you. So when I go into the bathroom, the one down here, the one that Jim White could use with the door open in the living room if
Yeah.
he wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Yeah.
So you go and you leave the door open. It's in the middle of the house. So Stella likes to walk in, and you're standing, and
Yeah.
sometimes you got to be careful that you don't go on her head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she decides that she's going to bring a ball in today, and I'm going to drop it right in the toilet. There you go. I'm going to just send that to you. I can put that up. She walks in, looks down, and
Oh, that's
puts that big
impressive.
red
Yep.
ball right in the toilet.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Right
And
in it.
looks at it. She's looking at it.
That's she is looking at it. Yeah,
Yeah. So
she's looking right at it. That's something.
you gotta get that out of there.
Are you wearing Crocs, by the way?
Oh yeah, they're the Savannah Banana Crocs.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, I didn't even notice
Afraid
that. Yeah.
I was afraid you were going to Brett Favre me there.
Good one. No, I made sure I was covered up with instead of Brett Favre. You. Speaking of that, we got to get to him because I want to bring up that documentary. Brett Favre, you good one. Oh, I accidentally Brett Favre you in that picture. We got to blur that one out. I wouldn't have sent that to you if that was in there. But no, so the Savannah Banana Crocs, me and another guy at work for Music Fest this past year, we decided to get I think I bought the Party Animals and he bought Savannah Bananas and then we exchanged one. So we
Okay.
have
All
one
right.
of each team.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
I'm
All
actually
right.
at the vet with DJ last week, and the technician, he's probably like 22, 23, and I got him on, and he goes, "Man, those Crocs are fly," he says to me. I'm like, I think I know what that means. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. So I got to get new ones for this year, but I can't go and get some like that. Angela said maybe just get something normal. But
I'm surprised he didn't say they were European.
yeah, they're not. They're not European. No, they're impressive. Yes, I got a lot of good comments on those things. They're not European like those sneakers. How about those sneakers that we saw on Twitter today? Is that not accurate? Or those New Balance or
Yes.
whatever? I'll throw this up. Those, it's
100%.
funny because there was so many standards of clothing. Like the way I remembered it is that like I think even Wrangler jeans were borderline because they had the little tiny patch. I don't think they were as cool
Yeah.
as Levi's, right? Levi's were
Oh,
called,
no, not at all. Nope, not
but
at all.
Wrangler was, and then anything other than that. But if you wore those New Balance sneakers, I think Pony kind of went in that category too. But
They
those
did.
New Balance
Yeah.
ones, or after the turf shoe was kind of unpopular after about a week, those
Yeah.
black New Balance, which still to this day are out, you're just might as well just keep right on, just get out. Don't
Yeah.
even.
Yeah. I know.
You
I
could
know.
ruin a good day. So here's a good one. We played volleyball in eighth grade, and you played gym class. We had a volleyball team, and we were really good. So they played us against the teachers, I think it was, or maybe we played we were seven, they played eight. Anyhow, we won, and like I was actually pretty good at it. And I remember like it was a pretty good moment sports wise for me that day. And the freaking shirt that I had worn on, of course, your mom, you had to wear what she wore, was like this stripe. It kind of looked, if I could go get Crazy George, the clown right over here, it had like yellow and red and black and orange. And I remember getting on the bus and I'm like, oh, this is going to ruin it. It's going to ruin it. It's going to kill the bus right here. You have to be careful what you wore. Now I don't think it matters. Frequent kids go to school in pajama pants. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, no. All right. So you have anything for me today? You're going to surprise me with anything?
Maybe later I'll surprise you with something. You go first, so.
All right. So I'm going to send you saw the Shark Attack video or the Shark Mechanical Shark. So
Yes.
they had Shark Attack
Yes.
night Saturday night at Iron Pigs. No, I'm sorry, it's Friday night. So it didn't take much prompting. So they had the Mechanical Shark. I'll pull this up for people. Well, the video doesn't take very long, so I have to play it a couple times. So they challenged me to do this. Now, before that, I had to interview a company that was selling boats, a marine company that's located in
Okay.
Whitehall here. So I
Okay.
did it in the boat with the two ladies that owned it, or the mom and the daughter, and then we decided to do it. So the shark was exactly what I expected. It was about as hard a plastic shark like a stupid horse on a merry-go-round could be, and the rope was about this bit high. Like that's it. You had. I had to sit
Did you just
behind
did
it.
you I watched the video. Did you just take a dive on that? Did you
The
just
hell
fall?
no. So I felt so first of all, there was at least 30 kids in line. So the guy running it from the pigs is like, I'll stop him. Don't worry. We'll tell him you're doing it. I'm like, they're going to get pissed. So he's like, hey, a guy from television is going to do something. We're just going to take a break. They're booing. I'm like, guys, this is great. So I tell the operator, who, by the way, looked like every carny you've ever seen. Okay,
Of
let's
course he
make
did.
that clear,
Yes.
right?
Yes. His
And I said, listen,
clipper.
yeah, this is exactly. He looked like Edgar Winter's younger kid. Like he just had that like white, like Edgar Winter. Anyhow, so again, if I could bring Crazy George, he had that kind of hair. It was just blonde, but like nothing here and just off the sides. Anyhow, well, I should have brought that prop over. I got the clowns are out because we had somebody come down here do some work, and all the clowns from Halloween are out. So if I had taken a moment just to kind of absorb what I needed to do, I would have locked on it better. But it's a plastic shark. It's a hard plastic shark. So as soon as you sit on it, you're already starting to slide. So he starts it, and there's this little rope in the front, and it's not really where you should be. You're kind of sitting behind it. So as he starts to go, it's turning around, and I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, I'm gonna get sick because he's just spinning me. And then as soon as he tips it, I go flying off because I got nothing. It's impossible to grip it. So if I did it again, I could probably like wrap my legs around it a little tighter and it just boop.
I would
So,
like our viewer to watch the video. If our viewer
well,
can
we'll
watch
put
the
it up. So,
video, because flying off is
well,
liberal, by the
I
way. It was like a slow roll off the
so
side.
it was so I think two turns, the head
Yes.
went up and I went
Yes.
that way. I
Yeah.
fell
Yes.
to the side. So
Yes.
I thought I
Yes.
made it at least 4 seconds. Apparently, it was just two. He looked
It
more
was really,
disappointed than I did. He was
yeah.
like disgusted. Like, that's it. So the crowd was a little bit happier because they saw me fall. And then, of course, it hurt because I landed into an inflatable pool and my wrist hurt, my freaking back hurt. Anyhow, that was impressive. But the guys told me that if I did it, they would see if we got a new Iron Pigs crew shirt for Sundays, nice sky blue. So I got that out of it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's worth it then.
Yeah, one of the ladies that works there probably lasted slightly longer than me, but not much. The kids did way better. 8 seconds, 6 seconds, two. Yeah.
Did she have on a skirt that flew up and showed her panties when she fell off?
No, it did not.
Oh,
She was wearing
okay.
shorts, but no, it didn't.
Oh,
It didn't.
okay. All right.
No, no.
It's just a
So
version I had in my head.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, okay, yeah, we'll let that one go. I probably should not have done that, but I did. So that
Yeah.
was that was a shark thing. Oh, how about so I'm gonna send you another. I gotta send you this. I gotta see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. So I don't know if I was telling you this. I gotta put my Jim White glasses on here.
Good
So
one.
I am gonna try to see if I can send this to you. This was I was looking at Facebook. So wait, I got you here. I'm looking at Facebook and for some reason, the Facebook Marketplace, and it's a Harley for sale. All right,
Okay.
Harley Davidson. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this this is what see if I can this is what was the picture of the motorcycle, and then this is what's in it. Tell me if you notice anything immediately in the background that's, and I'll try to put this up without getting in trouble. This is the picture of the Harley, and there's some commotion going on in the background.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. So that is on Facebook. It's
Uh,
Harley, and it says, Harley Davidson, whatever. It was located like up here in Broadheadsville, like half an hour away. Yes. So I'm looking at that. I'm sure, like, that doesn't look staged because she looks like they've been going at it for a while, right?
yes.
Like her hair's kind of a mess. It's not a mannequin.
Nope.
Is
It
that
is not.
something? So what happens is I
That is
wanted to
impressive.
send it to you guys, and then
That is impressive.
it
Holy shit.
disappeared. So I'm like, all right, somebody was horsing around, put that on there. Oh no, it came back a couple days later. There it is. Yeah. So of
That's
course I
something.
thought I probably want to comment on that, but I let it go.
You
That's
should
it.
you should message the guy and say, "Hey, if I buy the Harley, does she come with it?"
It kind of looks like Tony Katane a little bit there.
It does a little. It's
A little
maybe a little
bit.
more rugged than Tawny Katane, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good way of putting it. Like an old catcher's
I
mitt. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Yeah, that actually, I got to look at this again just so because
That's
I want to
something,
make,
by
yeah,
the way.
that's
Like that's outside,
yes, yes,
like
yes,
on the street. He's got that bike parked on the street.
correct. So the other
That's
thing, as I'm looking at this now,
that
so
is
that's obviously a person, like that's not a mannequin, but I
that's
can't
a real
tell if
person.
it's staged. I don't think it, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't,
I don't know.
that's not something I can put a checklist on. I can tell
Can
you
you
that.
imagine, by the way, if that's going on? You're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna put my bike up for sale. Let me take a photo of it. Well,
Well,
that's
yeah.
happening right there.
So somebody, yeah,
Right?
exactly. Somebody took a picture of that. And there you go. Yes.
Yeah.
That's in
Come
the,
on.
that's, it should have been like, all right, what comes with that Harley? I don't know what's involved in the price of that
Yeah.
Harley right there.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Comes being the operative word, I suppose, right?
what do you got there? What do you got? Is that a Coors Light you got
That's
there?
just water. No, it's just that's just cold, refreshing water.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
cold, refreshing water in there.
Oh
All right.
yeah. Yeah.
So Angela's big on drinking out of the bottles and cans now. That's supposed to be the better thing because it's not unhealthy as the plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That same thing. Kathy was on me about the metal cans because right, the plastic breaks down and
Yeah.
all that jazz. So yeah,
Plus, the
got
other
to
thing
metal
is
cans
that,
now.
well, they seem to stay colder better if they're in glass
They
or
do. Yeah,
not
I
that you
agree
would
with
need
that.
it where you are or where we are right now, because it's not like it's 106 or anything. So you
Oh
don't
man, it's
yeah, put that
brutally
right in the
humid here.
garage.
Holy shit, is it hot? Oh,
Yes. I realized after the last 2 days, I think I can manage it because I haven't died yet or killed myself. I
yeah.
guess the heat index here yesterday was like 106 and it was like the same again today.
Oh,
Because
it's
we went
brutal.
from, so we don't have spring. We go right from last week where it rained and was kind of shitty to it's 95, 96 degrees. We
Yeah.
had thunderstorms last week every day because it goes right into it. There's no
Yeah.
break.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, by the way, so I don't know if I want to go off on this rant. The Iron Pigs had a 7 game lead with 12 games to go and blew it in the first half. A
Wow.
7 game lead. Sorry, 12. Wait a minute. 7 game lead. 12. Yeah. Two weeks of home games, 7 game lead. Magic number of 4 last week with 6 to go and lost
Whew,
5 games and lost the first half.
that is
It
rough.
was pathetic. It was like, Mike, it was like they were trying, it looked like they were trying not to win. Like that's what it looked like. Not necessarily the players, just the one leader of the team, the manager that looked like, and actually there were some little league plays in there that I don't even think Kelleher would have pulled that off.
Good one.
I think
Good
he
one.
might have known what to do in that
Yeah.
situation. But
Yeah. Yeah.
we had a rain out Sunday, and it was like the most pathetic effort of rain. Like it was like nobody wanted to be there. Never happened there. And we're driving home. It's sunny. I'm like, we don't want to do this. First half's over. Everybody, yeah, it's over. So
Yeah. Let's go home.
it
We're
was it
done.
was fun. So, but anyhow, we had a couple of rain delays. Oh, Father's Day last Sunday, 2 hour rain delay. Started at 3, supposed to start at 1:30. That was fun. But anyhow, yeah. Okay. Last week, remember, we were talking about documentaries, and I want to start, about ones that you thought, okay, I really know this guy was a dick or he was a pretty good guy. Like we talked a little about Pete Rose and where,
Yeah.
there were some things that you're like, all right, but so
Yep.
the first one I want to throw out, I'm sure you never saw this, but the one on Vince McMahon, the WWE guy.
No, I haven't seen that yet. I'm actually going to watch it. He's a dick.
So,
His
yes,
dad was a dick too.
yes. Well, it's
Yeah.
very good. Okay. It's very good, but it's worse than you think. Like, I'll just say that. Like,
Yeah.
it's worse than you think. Like,
Wow.
and I'll
That's
leave it at
bad.
that. And then if anybody had, and the 1 or 2 people that are still watching, which is probably none, it's worse because he's a dick, but then there's like things that you didn't think and like, wow, this guy's a real horse is that. Like it's
Yeah.
tough to yeah, that one. The other one I watched, so we'll talk about Tony Stewart another time because I'll let you actually see that. That's not
Okay.
long. That's just a 1 hour and 40 minutes. So
Okay.
um all you gotta do is watch the first 5 seconds and you got that figured out.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you already would know because of what happened. But the Brett Favre one we watched, and that was worse. That was worse than I thought. Like he's worse than I thought.
Yeah. He's a terrible person.
Yes. Like
Terrible.
so I kind of remember I was telling you about how I got pissed off because someone invited the former Packer fans over to taunt me when the Saints beat them, and he
Yeah,
threw the. I can kind of see where they were. Well, I still would never do that to somebody in their own house. That's a piece of shit move. But
yeah.
I can see where Packer fans, and actually, I watched this episode or this after I talked to McCool, and he didn't seem to, either did Matt Joe, have like too big of an issue. But my God, that guy was a jackass.
Oh, complete jackass.
And
Oh my God.
and I mean, worse, like I remember McCool telling us a story about some things that wasn't on that documentary
Yeah,
that they knew, the people in Green Bay know about him and Shamura having their freaking orgy
yeah,
parties in the basement.
yes. Yeah,
But
your
like
Diddy parties.
that whole thing was bad enough with the girl from the Jets, which listen, so first of all, I understand her side. But let's also remember you were hired for a specific reason because old man Brent Musburger thought you were hot. You immediately got into two magazines and you're wondering why this guy is all over you, right? It's
Yeah,
not right what he did, but you're
no.
shocked because you got
Yeah,
to that
yeah,
point. Okay, so
yeah,
that's a whole nother.
yeah.
But the fact that they never met and that I mean, he was such a dick, literally, that he thought this guy, who does like, have you ever in your life, like we always joke about men have no brains, which we're right on that, especially me. Like we would drive by, a girl on the street and just yell, and you think that's gonna work. Like they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute. But sending them a dick pic, like at what point do you
Dude,
think yes?
I, that's what I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, at what point do you cross the chasm of, oh, that's okay. I'm going to do that. Like Brett Favre sending a dick pic. Remember this dude, Harvey Weinstein? You know
Yes.
that story, right? One of the things he did was he called a woman into his office and he jerked off into a plant in front of her. Like, at what point do you think, man, it's a great idea. This chick's going to want me if I jerk off into this flower pot? Like, what are you doing? Why, why, where
That
do you think, how do you arrive at, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah,
did
that's
he
good. That'll work.
did he chat GPT that? Chat GPT,
Good
yes.
one.
If I jack it into this plant, will this woman stay? Yes, she will.
Yeah.
That's
If I,
that's
yeah, if I
work.
invite a hot girl into my office and I crank it like a wild monkey into a flower pot, will she dig it? Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, come on.
Oh man, I never heard that. That's
It's
work in the picture.
unbelievable.
But yeah, at
Yes,
what point do you get your head to you're like, yeah, no,
I know.
I
I
can,
know. Right?
I can see this working.
Like, you and I have done some real, like we've come up with some bad ideas before,
Yes,
right?
kicking me in the
Uh,
nuts, but not. You're
yeah,
right. That's yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But at no point did we ever think, oh, you know what, let's go, let's do something like that. You know what, let's send a dick pic to a chick. Like, no,
Actually, yeah, not haven't done that. Haven't done it in the plant or even thought of something that crazy. Yeah,
no.
no, I mean you're running around in your pants or something, nothing, not even naked. Like, but doing that is like a whole nother level.
It's
Yeah, you're right.
unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's well, you obviously got. I mean, Favre, I guess, just felt so I kind of
I
see
guess he
this
felt
like
invincible, right?
all right, so the Weinstein thing is a little rough because that's well, wait a minute. Well, no, didn't Mel Tucker jack off on the phone with the freaking sexual assault lady? That's probably we got
That's,
10 minutes.
that's really inappropriate.
That's not worth. But again, again, you have met. So you could your buddy can be like, hey, so what does the lady do that you met? Like, oh, well, she came in and talked to the team, and oh, is she like an advertising or agent? No, no, she's sexual assault, and wanted to explain it to the players, like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, I'm thinking about, maybe trying to get up a little conversation with her, and oh, that's a good idea, nice,
Yeah.
sensitive. I'm thinking about, maybe yanking it while she's talking to me. I think that's
Right.
gonna work, right?
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
rub a
she's
batch
not.
out while she's on the
Right.
phone.
She's not gonna be sensitive or anything. I'm just gonna start jacking off while she's on the phone with me. So that's probably not worse because obviously you didn't do it. That's not worse. it's not worse, but it's still pretty bad. That would be right
It's
there.
really bad.
Yeah,
It's
Dick
really
Dick would
bad.
be
The whole
third
context is
behind.
terrible.
Yeah, Weinstein doing that. Tucker deciding. But anyhow, because I don't know what makes you think. I don't know what makes. Even if she said, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't
Favre was
justify it.
like beyond. Well, Tucker got a shitload of money. I think that's what changed those guys. When Favre was like invincible, he could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, Brett
But,
Favre. Yeah,
and that's got to be it. Like that, you're so beyond anything. And of course, he did it. He didn't get anything for that. He didn't get any
he
trouble for
really
that.
got nothing for it, to be honest. He got embarrassed.
Yeah,
Right.
and actually, he probably doesn't because he didn't learn anything. Because then that whole thing with stealing that money, that might even been worse.
Way worse, I think.
Because yeah,
Way
and
worse.
then he denied all of it. And even though they have
Yes.
everything, that
Yes.
so that's where that I'm actually surprised that somehow that didn't go south, like that somebody didn't sue or whatever, because that made him look bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Technically, that's a crime,
Yes. Yes.
right? It's
I,
it's a crime, technically. He defrauded the government. So
and got got away with. So anyhow, that Mel Tucker, I'd like to see them. I just realized Michigan State had that guy assaulting the gymnasts. Oh, that reminds me.
oh yeah, Nasser.
All right, let me ask you a question. So, okay, first I get two. This popped into my head. Did we talk about Peter Pan and how I thought that character was gay as right? Did we talk about this?
You and I did, yeah.
Right? I mean, we agree on that.
He's
You
gay.
thought Peter
Yeah.
Pan's character was gay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
thought it was a given.
Just want to clear that up because I'm getting some resistance on that. Anyhow, so I'm going to go with this. What we were talking about. All right, how about this? Is it wrong if okay, here's an example. Alyssa Milano, when she was younger, we all
Yep.
knew she was going to be attractive later, correct?
Super hot.
So it's kind of okay to admit that, right? It's like, oh, Melissa
Yeah.
Milano, you knew, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
mean that when she was like 8 or 9 or whatever. So we were talking about Emma Watson, and
Okay.
I told Ava, I forget if I was comparing it to the Taylor Swift thing that she's way better, and I blurted out, hell, you knew that when she was in the very first Harry Potter. Probably shouldn't have gone with that because she's really
That
young
probably
in
didn't
that.
go over
But
well, did it?
what's that?
It didn't go over well, did it?
Well, no. They joke about it now, but then I saw I saw that again. I'm like, wow, that was. But you knew, right? I mean, it's okay. It's not like you were saying that then. You're just saying that you knew when she was whatever age it was, which I'm going to tell myself was like not like 8. She wasn't 8. She's like 12. But right, I mean, you can tell they were going to be attractive later.
Probably a hard one to get out of, isn't it?
You're not going to go with anything here on this one. And then text me when we're done. Hey, by the way, you were right on that. By the way, she is really nice now.
I'm watching a man flail around in the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm holding a life raft. Like, what should I do with this?
Wait. Angela's got a comment. Hang on. What's that?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got a good point. And this is correct. So Alyssa Milano was our age when we said, oh, she's going to be attractive later.
Yeah.
Emma Watson was not our age when I said, oh, she's going to be attractive later.
Yes. Yeah. You're just a dirty old man right now.
Yeah. It's like not accidentally. It's like thinking you're doing a good thing when you blow a horn at a bunch of cheerleaders saying, blow your horn, we have a car wash, and then doing it and it going south really bad.
Yeah.
Never do that again. Never do that again. Well, I was doing a good thing. Burp, burp. What the hell are you? I don't think she said what the hell, but that did not go over well. Of course, every time Ava, the ball buster, just like Davis is, every time, oh, you're going to blow your horn at those cheerleaders? Thanks, Ava. Thanks, Ava. Thanks for that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Ava graduated a couple weeks ago. It's classic. Oh, I think I told you this. So she has to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the ceremony. So yeah, it was long, but she gets up, goes to the bathroom. So of course there's me videoing her. I don't know where she's going. What's that? And I texted her. Oh yeah, you need a Gatorade bottle now, don't you? Like you didn't have one. Yes. Heck, if there was a dude, you gotta you got your gown on. You just right
Oh
underneath.
yeah, you
You
just
don't
pull
have
your
to worry
hog
about
right out and do it right
it.
there.
Just
Yeah,
make sure you dispose
yeah,
of that before too
yeah.
long. All right. So anyhow, we determined that the Brett Favre thing made him look worse. By the way, went to Penn State last week. Had to stop on the way. Just clear that
Of
up.
course.
Just of
Yeah.
course, make it 3 hours, 2.5, whatever. Didn't have the pants on, so didn't have to use it or anything that
No
violently.
piss pants.
No, the piss pants do something every time. Every time. All right. We got a few minutes left here. We have like I can barely see that. I don't want to
I
put my
got one thing for you that I want to bitch about.
All right.
Did you see the College World Series?
I saw that coach get thrown out on the first freaking
Holy
pitch.
shit, what are we doing? So the home plate umpire is Angel Campos, who got fired from Major League Baseball. Do you know, by the way, you know how hard it is to fire a Major League umpire, right?
It is like he could shit on, he probably could whack off in a plant and they wouldn't fire him.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
He managed to still get fired for being a bad umpire with a quick trigger from Major League Baseball. So the NCAA, the brilliant organization they are, put him in the marquee game, right? And guess what he does? He throws a guy out instantly.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing here? Like LSU was the better team and LSU was going to win. But come on, you got to have a little feel for a baseball game here. It's the bottom of the first, and you're tossing out the manager and the first base coach. Oh my gosh. Come on. That was awful.
So that really fires me up because those guys are all the same. Every
Yes.
level, they want to be the
Yes.
show. And now it
Yes.
is. Remember watching
Yes.
College World Series softball where they put that freaking prison guard on TV?
Good one. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So now this
Yep.
guy becomes the show. They all have an ego. You have to in order to do that job, even if
Yep.
you're volunteering, basically.
Yeah.
No, it bothers the shit out of me. That's
Ah,
terrible.
that was terrible. That was
Yeah,
awful. Just
that's
awful.
no, that pisses me off at any time. But we continue to make these guys the show by putting them in part of the broadcast. Sometimes it gets to the point with us where I don't even want to mention them,
Yeah. Yeah. I
because
know.
they're not
I
supposed
know.
to be part of it at all. We don't need to. If you have
No.
them, there's a problem.
The fact that we know Laz Diaz and
Yep.
Chris Guccione and Vic Carapazza, like that's a problem.
Yeah. Hey, we got. Are they making ABS the review, the challenge system? Is that going to be happening next year in the majors, or they're still toying with that?
Well, I think it has to go through the CBA, right? It's got to be collectively
All right.
bargained, but they're
Well, let's
trying to
keep
do
that
it
in
for
mind. We're
next
going to
year.
talk about that a little bit. I got some really good inside stuff about how effective that has become and part of the game at the minors to the point where it should definitely happen, by the way, because it holds these guys accountable, number one. But the amount of actual preparation and scouting and work that they do to use the challenges is pretty interesting. So we can use that
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, we got to go here. So be back next week. You're good next week to do
Yep.
will be our third episode. Hopefully people hung around a little bit longer. And if you liked Emma Watson when she was little, just don't blurt that out. All right, Mike, I'll see you next time.
See ya.
Tell me